Hi everyone, my name's Mansi and I'm going to be giving a little introduction to uni life. So I studied aerospace engineering, and first we'll talk a little bit about my background. So I went to state school. I left with 13 GCSEs, and then I went on to college after that. I did two A levels in physics and maths, as well as a BTEC in engineering. And as I mentioned, I've just completed my master's in aerospace engineering at the University of Hertfordshire. So let's start off with why aerospace. So when I was at school, primary school and secondary school, I loved anything to do with space. I just found it really, really interesting. Learning about different planets, how stars are formed, learning about different galaxies. So just found it really interesting. And because of that, I went on to do physics at A level. And I did go through with this, although at the end of it, I thought, the theory actually wasn't for me. It was just far too much sort of paper knowledge. But when I did my BTEC alongside the A levels, I found that I really enjoyed the engineering side of it and applying all of the knowledge, which I did learn in physics as well. But it's just really enjoyed sort of learning to see where that goes in real life. And because of that, I chose to apply for a degree in aerospace engineering. So, some decisions that I had to make along the way, I did decide that I wanted to go for a degree route. The qualification sort of remains with you for life. And I had a really good tutor at my college who helped me with my UCAS applications, applying to different universities, and that really helped a lot. And also, I had an older brother already at university, so he gave me some good advice and helped out with my personal statement and, told me a little bit about being at uni. And because of that, also, I decided that I really wanted that university experience of living out, moving away from home, meeting new people. And I did face some challenges along the way. So, obviously, doing engineering, my parents were quite unsure of it. There's not very many females at all in the industry, but something that I really, really enjoyed and decided that I did want to pursue. Also, I didn't get into my first choice of university. Unfortunately, my dad had a heart attack just before my A level exams, and my grades were much lower than expected for my A levels. When results day came along, it's quite stressful. I didn't get into my first choice, but I sort of decided exactly what I wanted to study and that I, did want to be away from home. And I called lots of different clearing hotlines to see where I could get in, what unis offered my course, and eventually that led me to the Uni of Hertfordshire. So moving to uni, obviously as I came through clearing, I didn't really know anyone else at my university. This was also my first time moving away from home and living by myself, completely away and independent of my family. But I made really good friends with my flatmates in first year whilst living on campus at the university. And, whenever I did miss home, I used to visit over the weekend, and during the Christmas and Easter holidays, I'd go home and spend that time with my family. So, starting uni and lectures. So, on my first day, I met lots of people on my course. It was a really good way to, meet new different people, and I made some really good friends from, my first week of uni, who I'm still friends with today. And it is quite daunting at first, especially when you don't know anyone. But almost everyone is in the same boat as you, and everyone's just trying to make new friends and meet new people. A quick tip I would like to give is that make sure you know where to check your timetable and rooms and how to get around. I know my university had an app that we can use, so just plug in the room number and it will tell you how to get there, and this really helped me a lot. And also, don't be afraid to ask for any help if you need it. Not only in terms of if you need help with any of your lectures that you're not understanding, but if you're struggling financially, or any other help that you need. It took me too long to realize that, it's actually okay to ask for help, and the uni has so much to offer that you might not even know about unless you don't ask. So moving on, a little bit about my degree, aerospace engineering. Generally, we have 2 to 3 classes a day and usually one day off per week. But sometimes, if we have 2 classes a day, we go in 5 days a week. Other times, if we have more, then we tend to get one day off. And most of my classes consist of a really large lecture, so maybe like 100 people just sitting in a lecture room and listening to our lecturers with PowerPoint slides usually. And then we also have smaller tutorial groups, which we actually, do the maths work or work in the PC labs. Also in engineering, there's a lot of group work involved. Sometimes it is quite difficult working with other people, especially when you have different, work ethics and ways of working. But, that's how it is in real life. And it just gives you a really good experience to move on from. And also in your final year, you get the chance to research something that you're really interested in. So I had the opportunity to do a project on space junk and how that can affect, the future of sort of space exploration. So besides university, there is so many social activities that you can get involved in. You can go to the week of freshers, like the events during the day. They usually have lots of freebies, and you can find out lots of information about things going on at your university. That could be anything from where to go if you don't know, where your timetable is, or finding about if there's a doctor's on campus, that sort of thing. So it's just a good place to get lots of information about everything that can happen at the university. Freshers Fair is also a really, really good place to see all the different societies that you can join. And societies are run by students for students. So these could be absolutely anything. There's Quidditch Society, movie society, dancing societies, religious societies. There's so much different things that you can get involved with. You can also join your university sports team if you'd like to continue playing some sports or even learn something new. I joined the university's badminton team in my final year of uni, and it was just a really nice way to meet new people and, continue doing something that I really had fun doing. And also, I'd recommend joining Facebook groups to find others at your university. Most universities, have like a freshers page that you can join. You can find other people on your course. If you're moving in on campus, people tend to find, their flatmates, or, if you're living in the same building. So it's a really good way before you need to start connecting with people who will be coming to your university. And lastly, there's quite a lot of other opportunities that you can take part in as well. And these are only some of the things that I did. So I worked part time on campus. Depending on where your uni is, there's loads of opportunities on and off campus as well. The Students' Union usually do a lot for students, or local sort of retail shops, supermarkets. They have often have lots of jobs in student areas. You can also volunteer. Lots of unis do their own volunteering programs where they have sort of one-off days where you can go and volunteer for the day, or a more sort of set once a week volunteering, and lots of local organizations as well that need the help volunteering. And also you can do study abroad or placement opportunities. A lot of courses offer this, so you kind of take 1 year usually between your second and third year to go and study abroad in another country, or work in industry for 1 year, and then you come back and finish your final year. So I did a study abroad in Australia for a year, and it's just a really good opportunity and experience to live in another country, meet lots of new people, and really fully immerse yourself into a different culture and environment. So that was my overview on an intro to uni. And if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat box. Thank you.